Hello and welcome. As you know that for any application as a backend, we have to use database. Now, we can deploy database using three ways. We can deploy database on premises or inside EC2 instance, or finally we have RDS. Which option would be suitable for your application? How you can decide? You don't need to worry. After completing this video, you will get complete understanding about most suitable database deployment option for your application. So let's start. Hello and welcome. I hope you are enjoying our AWS series. We have big plan to add Azure series, even videos for each and every DevOps technologies. But for this, we want some support from you guys. You can support us by only doing two things. First, subscribe to this channel. And yes, only subscribe to this channel if you are thinking that these videos is actually giving you some values. It will help you to pass any AWS exam like AWS Cloud Practitioner, Solution Architect Associate, or even Solution Architect Professional. Second thing is, share these videos with other IT professionals. Learning process is actually not expensive. If you are getting better or proper instructor or a mentor, it will really help you to develop your skill. If you are thinking that we are providing you a proper right path to improve your skill, your friends also deserve this, right? And for this, you have to share this channel videos with them. So, I am just requesting you to do these two tasks for me. One, subscribe to our channel and share with other IT professionals. Thank you. Now you can continue your video. So here I have 15 points to cover about each and every options we have. So what we are doing? We are going to start with on-premises database. Let's say that if I have my on-premises database, what about control? Full control over hardware, network and software. If you have on-premises database, you have your own hardware, you have your own networking equipment and networking device, and then software as well. So you have full control on any components. You can consider this as a plus point because some enterprise required to have full control on their components. So for them, on-premises would be better choice. Now we have Amazon EC2. Now EC2, we can say that it is a part of infrastructure as a code. So here we don't have full control on a hardware, right? We don't have any access of underlying infrastructure like hypervisor, but we have full control on virtual machine. We can decide operating system, we can decide configuration, we can decide our database engines, updates and everything. So here we have full control, but we don't have control on a hardware access. If I'm talking about RDS here, limited control over database settings and configuration, because here we have predefined instance that we need to select and we don't have control on operating system or a specific configuration, right? So this is like we can say that little bit minus point we have about RDS. Then management. See, here you have full control, but the management responsibility is also yours. So here it is a manual management of hardware, scaling, backup and patching. You have to manage everything. You have to hire people to manage everything. Because let's say that if you have hardware engineer in your company, maybe this hardware engineer don't know anything about database management system. So you have to hire different team of people in order to manage your environment. Here, if we are talking about management, we have to manually back up the things. We have to patch manually. Scaling is our responsibility and security is also our responsibility. So we have to manage all this. Now, if I am going to talk about management of RDS, or we have automated backup system, we have patching, scaling, and software updates. So, RDS will manage everything because we are not having any control on it. So why we are going to manage this, right? So here we can say that management is a plus point of RDS. Customization. You have everything. So you have full control on the customization. So complete customization on hardware and software. You can decide which version you want to use. You can decide which hardware you want to use. So it is having full customization. Here we have customization option available, but we can choose our database and database configuration because here we don't have hardware customization. If we are talking about RDS, limited customization, cannot access underlying OS or limited database settings. So here we have some limitation. See, I'm not actually providing you bias detail. Like I'm not talking everything about RDS. RDS having all this plus point. We are actually really understanding the whole difference, and we just want to find out which option will be best suitable for you. Now, let's talk about point number 4, cost. Here, it is the biggest problem. High initial capital expenditure for hardware, software, and maintenance. You have to purchase all hardware. And hardware is really very expensive. So here, the biggest problem is you have to start setup from zero. You have to purchase all hardware, networking equipment, softwares, and then you have to maintain this as well. This is one of the biggest minus point of on-premises database setup. Then if we are going with the EC2, we have EC2 with the pay-as-you-go pricing, but responsible for instance and storage costs that we need to pay. Here, pay-as-you-go pricing with built-in cost and managed device. Once you configure your device database management, you will get quotation about it that, okay, you have to pay this much of amount, that's all, right? So here, RDS is actually winning game because when we are talking about RDS, we don't have capital expenditure associated with it. Yes, we have to pay operational expenditure here, which is okay because in both of these cases, we are also paying operational expenditure. Now for on-premises, if we are talking about scaling, required manual intervention, buying more hardware, downtime and upgrades. Let's say that suddenly if someone mentions your web application or website name and you are getting huge traffic. Now when you have your on-premises infrastructure, how you can add more hardware because you have to order hardware, then you can add this. So scaling on-premises infrastructure is really very problematic and slow process. So in on-premises database, we will face same issue, but scaling is a little bit easy when we are going to use with the EC2. We have to add manual scaling, but it is quite easy than the on-premises. If I am talking about RDS, automatic scaling option up down with a minimal or no downtime, which is actually plus point of RDS. Now, backup and recovery. Data is a currency of 21st century. So in each and every application, they are storing all this data inside the database. So it is compulsory to have backup of your database on a regular interval. Here, the whole backup and recovery process is manual, which is very, very difficult to manage. Even recovery process is also manual. If I am talking about EC2, manual configuration again, but here we have option for automatic backup. Here we have multi-AZ replication option and point-in-time recovery available. So this is one of the biggest advantage of using RDS because backing up the data on a regular interval, use this data when to recover our database is actually time-consuming process, and it is really very difficult to maintain this. So here we have automatic backup, multi-AZ options available, which is really plus point of RDS. Then high availability required complex setup. I want you to watch my previous video. you will understand how we can set up high availability for our on-premises infrastructure. It is really very difficult to set up because you must have redundant infrastructure. You must have dual power supply, your networking device, your storage device. Then you can do this. So it is really very complex. If I am talking about high availability, required manual setup, clustering, failover, but it is not as much as complex than on-premises. In RDS, it is really very easy. Built multi-AZ deployment for high availability with minimal setup. Even you can set up within 10 minutes. Security, you have full responsibility for physical and network security. Here, physical security is also our responsibility because we have physical data center. And then network security, of course, we have to manage. Here, no physical security over here, but full control over security configuration. Like we have OS level access, so we can set a firewall inside the OS, and we have flexibility to set up at database level. If I am talking about RDS hosted, here manage security features with encryption, which is built-in feature. So we can encrypt data in rest, in transit. We can also provide VPC integration in order to secure our RDS. Now maintenance, we have our own hardware. We have our own networking equipment. We have our software. So maintenance is also our responsibility. Means really very high maintenance. Manual patching, hardware maintenance, software updates, quite time consuming and complex. Here, manual software patching, instance update, it is our responsibility, but thank God we do not need to manage hardware. Here we don't have anything in our control, so everything will be managed by AWS. So here we have low automated patching and maintenance, which is quite good. Big advantage. Now, performance tuning, full control over instance type and storage options. Performance tuning, full control over hardware. You have your hardware. If you want to add new hardware, you can. You can add more CPU, RAM, input, output. It is up to you. In the AWS EC2, full control over instance type. You can change instance type to quickly here, and then you can provide performance tuning. So here, increasing and decreasing capacity of your EC2 instance is not a problematic thing. So we have full control over performance tuning. Here, limited control, can select instance type, but less control over deep tuning. So we can set up, we can select instance type according to our requirement. But the control that we have in on-premises, it's a better performance tuning control we have. Now, time to deploy. Sorry, I know that you want to watch full video, but full video is now not available on YouTube. If you want to watch full video, I want you to go to our website. When you will go to our website, you will find out our course, 100 Days YouTube Challenge. I want you to enroll for this course by paying only 499 rupees for lifetime if you are from India. If you are from outside of India, you just need to pay $7 US. Once you will enroll to this course, you are going to get all full videos over there on our portal. You are also going to get certificate after completing the course, and we have just uploaded 120 videos. We are going to upload another 120 videos as well. So there will be total 240 videos. I hope we are going to meet inside the class. Thank you very much.